Ageism is a prejudice. It's a stereotype. It's this discrimination based on age. And when directed at old people, it often involves assumptions that older people are less competent, capable, or attractive. And ageism is tremendously negative impact on older people. But you have to understand ageism starts pretty much when we're young. We have images, maybe your mother or your father said, "Oh, I don't want to be like my father. He's just grouchy." Or I remember one time my grandmother called my mother, and this is, I'm showing my age here, but it was just when voicemail had come out, and grandma called and left a message for my mom, and it was, "Hey, Suzanne, it's your mom, Marie Smith from Latrobe." So there's some humor in that, but she's trying to understand that. And we then will say, "Well, I don't want to be like that when I get older." And it has nothing to do with being older. It's a new technology that we haven't learned, and we have to keep that in mind. Oh, sorry, I'm a little, and ageism is rampant with negative effects on both us and the economy. And I'm going to say on healthcare and other things too. Ageism is out there. I am not saying it's not. And I'm not going to say by leaving with a few key things today, we're going to be able to override ageism. We're not. But we're going to get some tips and tricks to help to better navigate it. And through our awareness and some other things I'm going to talk about, we're going to help to maybe diffuse it a little bit. But negative impacts are on older adults. I mean, it's financial security if individuals can't work when they truly want to. It is physical. I was just mentioning one thing that was interesting. I was just talking about a survey I took for Kaiser. If as we get older, that doctors tend to write off things as just being aging. My shoulder isn't torn up because I'm older. My shoulder's torn up because my dog pulled it out because he saw a squirrel. He could have done this when I was 20. So we want to make sure that we understand that, and we're not giving into it. There's a great art, and I'll put it in the chat later, but if you ever get a chance to watch, she's on TED Talk. Her name is Ashton Applewhite. And she is, her book is This Chair Rocks. And she is an anti-aging advocate. So she talks about, she goes, "Yeah, my one knee's like old, but my other knee's the same age and I don't have any problems with it." And I think it gives a lot of perspective, but she does it with humor and she does it with passion. And and politics can pay into this a little bit too. So we want it, but we need to embrace our older workers. Older workers want to work. We need to work. We're healthier when we work. We're happier when we work. We're less socially isolated. We have money to spend. We pay taxes. So if we're not making money and we're not embracing our older workers, then that is less taxes. That's less money going into Social Security. That's people coming out and going on Social Security earlier at a lower rate. That's families that's an older worker that can't provide support for their family, or even just buying their grandchildren stuff. All that goes into the economy. So it is all interwoven, and we want to make sure our older adults work for a variety of reasons. And again, because of the messages our brains, I talked about this a little bit, receive from childhood on, we subconsciously form negative judgments about people based on their age. But just as being aware of these biases makes us less likely to act on them and more likely to treat people fairly, the more aware we are, the more we understand how what we are doing can impact ageism, then the more that others will not see that. And there's power in knowledge. Do you remember back to that that everybody has that friend in life that you met, and you can remember the day you met them and you're like, oh my God, I am not going to like this person. They are wearing high heels. They're wearing nail polish. This guy's wearing a tank top. He's all muscle. He's no muscle. I am never going to be friends with this person. Never, ever, ever am I going to have anything in common with this person. But usually through a series of meetings and getting to know that person, you find out that this person that you thought you would never have anything in common becomes one of your best friends. And it's the same thing with ageism or any of the isms. The more we get to know people, the more we stop that little quick judgment in our brain, the better off it will be for everybody. And understanding that others are going to make that quick judgment, and they're not doing it to be mean, it's just how their brain is wired, lets us to take the personal, and it's not us personally, it's just what it's just those messages. And it lets us take it out, and we can present ourselves again more confidently and as we want people to see us.